So, hello everyone, good evening to all. Just confirm me once in the chat box that my voice is audible and this PDF file is visible to you so that we can start our discussion. Just confirm me once in the chat box that my voice is audible and the PDF file is visible to you. I suppose everything is okay from my side. So just confirm me once that my voice is audible and this PDF file is visible to you so that we can start our discussion on the very important topic, that is my demand and recovery. Okay. Sir, if possible, you may share this live video link with your other professional friends and in other professional groups so that maximum number of people can gain the knowledge related to this important topic, this important subject. Okay. So now, sir, demand and recovery. This is the very important topic in current scenario because we all know that government is come up with multiple notices nowadays. Okay. And when there is a quantum of notices is very huge, in that case, there may be chances of litigations. Okay. So to save ourselves to argue, in that case, we need or we required the complete focus on the demand and recovery because the target, the main objective of the notice is to initiate the demand and recovery. Hence, मुझे नोटिस का आइडिया होना चाहिए, उसके साथ में देयर इज रिक्वायरमेंट दैट वी नीड टू हैव आइडिया अबाउट द डिमांड एंड रिकवरी एज वेल. ओके, so we'll discuss this concept in a very practical way. Okay, our complete discussion will be based on completely practical, multiple example will take. Okay, and I will not take your much more time. Every वीक में हमारे पास में एक दो ऐसे फ्री वेबिनार होते हैं जो हम लोग 40 to 45 मिनट्स के अंदर कंक्लूड करते हैं और किसी एक सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर बात कर लेते हैं. द मोड ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन ऑफ दिस सेशन विल बी हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश बोथ. आई मे यूज सर्टेन एग्जांपल्स इन हिंदी लैंग्वेज बट विल कन्वर्ट द सेम इनटू इंग्लिश एज पर योर कंफर्ट. ओके, if possible then just keep one pen and paper with you so that if there will be any important point you can make the notes of that particular point. Okay, and आज थोड़ी सी पीडीएफ फाइल जो हमेशा के सेशंस में होती है और हमेशा के वेबिनार में आपने देखी होगी उससे थोड़ी सी अलग और हटके ये पीडीएफ फाइल है. दिस इज अ हैंड रिटन नोट्स. ओके, this is completely based on question and answer notes we have prepared, or this is a part of my recently launched book. Okay, so this is something new because हो क्या रहा था कि कई सारे लोग बेवक्त पढ़ के बोर हो रहे थे, कई सारे लोग बुक्स दूसरी पढ़ के बोर हो रहे थे. So we have initiated this particular step that we have developed one handwritten book, and in this book we have two volume. One volume is related to questions and another volume is related to answers in a practical way so that everyone can gain the knowledge, gain the insight. So now let's start our discussion on this demand and recovery under GST. So the first point is that take one example and through that example we'll discuss certain things. Sir, we have no any Q&A session at the end of this webinar. Okay, so if you have any question, any doubt, any point, you are free to raise the same in the chat box. Okay, we'll take your question immediately and we'll discuss on that. Now, sir, demand and recovery के लिए first departmental authority will provide you one notice. Okay, that means departmental authority will issue one notice. Now, that notice may be on multiple grounds. Okay, जो first we'll discuss on certain grounds. Okay, I am not going to discuss on all the grounds, but we'll discuss on certain grounds on which departmental authority can issue the notices. So the first ground, departmental authority may issue the notice on account of your scrutiny of returns. This is the most common reason for notice. Departmental authority may issue the notice for business audit. Departmental authority may issue the notice for doing the assessment on multiple grounds. Okay, assessment can be for unregistered person, can be for non-return filers, can be summary. Okay, so there may be multiple reasons for which departmental authority is going to do the assessment. Next, departmental authority may issue the notice related to any matter which is e-way bill or e-invoice related. So there are multiple grounds on which departmental authority can issue the notice. After issue the notice, they will provide one specified timeline. Okay, मैं अभी डिमांड एंड रिकवरी पर डिस्कशन कर ही नहीं रहा हूं. आई एम डिस्कसिंग द पॉइंट नोटिस टाइमलाइन, और उस प्रोसेस के साथ हम लोग समझेंगे कि यहां पर रिकवरी और डिमांड कैसे इनिशिएट होती है और व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ रिकवरी एंड डिमांड. Now, within a specified timeline, we need to provide the reply to the departmental authority. After that reply, there may be two situations. Okay. After that reply, there may be two situations. One, departmental authority may satisfied with your reply. In that case, no proceeding. And if departmental authority will not satisfied, if departmental authority will not satisfied, in that case, they will initiate the proceeding under section number 73 or 74, or when they will initiate the proceeding under section number 73, 74, at that time will say that they have initiated the demand and recovery. Okay, so this is the complete mechanism of initiation of the demand and recovery. कई बार क्या होता है, अभी मैं डायरेक्ट डिस्कशन करने लग जाता डिमांड एंड रिकवरी में. इन दैट केस जो कॉन्सेप्ट मैं आपको कन्वे करना चाह रहा था, हो सकता था वो कॉन्सेप्ट कन्वे ही नहीं होता. नाउ we understood the matter that first departmental authority will issue the notice, then within a timeline we need to provide the reply. If we'll provide the reply and departmental authority will satisfied, no proceedings. But if departmental authority will not satisfied, in that case proceeding will be initiated under section number 73, 74 of the CGST Act. And when departmental authority will initiate the proceeding under section number 73 or 74, that moment will be called as your initiation of the demand and recovery. Okay, so my voice is audible, just confirm me once. Okay, thank you. Now, here two terms are there. One is demand, another is recovery. When departmental authority will not satisfied with your reply, in that case they will pass their order. Okay, if departmental authority will not satisfied with the reply submitted by the taxpayer, in that case they will pass the order, and in that order they will raise the demand. Now again, taxpayer have two options. Sir, please try to understand the mechanism. I am not going to discuss on any section. We are completely discuss on the practical mechanism, and then we'll take the question and answers as well. Okay. Now, after order, we may accept the order and pay the amount. We may accept the order and pay the amount. Also, we have one second option. We may file appeal. If I will not satisfied with the decision passed by that particular authority, I may go for the appeal. Okay. Now, if I will make the payment to the government on account of the demand order, in that case, no recovery proceeding will be initiated. But if I will file the appeal, in that case, also no recovery proceeding will be initiated. But if I will not make the file, if I will not file the appeal within a specified time, In that case, they will give the file. That means they will give the amount to the recovery. There is one specific department is there that is called as recovery department. Okay, and that recovery department will freeze your bank account and recover the amount. That is what is the mechanism. Okay, so अगर कोई बोलता है सर कैन वी समराइज दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोविजन, सो यस डेफिनेटली विल समराइज. जस्ट गिव मी 1 minute, विल समराइज दिस प्रोविजन एज वेल. Now we'll summarize. First, they will issue the notice. Okay, first departmental authority will issue the notice. Just understand the mechanism, then we'll discuss on your first departmental authority will issue the notice. Then we need to provide the reply. On submission of reply, they may satisfied. If they satisfied, then okay. But if they not satisfied, in that case, they may pass the order. On account of that order, we have two options. We may accept the liability and make the payment, no problem. Second option, we may file the appeal. Okay. Third option, if will not do any act, or if we not take any step, in that case they will provide our file to the recovery department, and in that case recovery shall be initiated. So that is what is the mechanism कि ऐसे मेरा रिकवरी और ऐसे मेरा डिमांड इनिशिएट होता है. तो पहले मैंने ये समझा कि कैसे डिमांड और रिकवरी इनिशिएट होता है. अब इस डिमांड और रिकवरी का मतलब क्या होता है, नाउ विल अंडरस्टैंड द सेम. ओके, जस्ट सर डिमांड एंड रिकवरी का बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट आपको समझा? प्लीज कमेंट मी इन द चैट बॉक्स वंस दैट द बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द डिमांड एंड रिकवरी इज ओके फॉर एवरीवन. जस्ट कमेंट मी इन द चैट बॉक्स दैट द बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डिमांड एंड रिकवरी. बहुत ही सिंप्लीफाइड वे में समझाने का ट्रायल किया है कि मैं आपको बहुत ही सिंप्लीफाइड वे में समझा सकूं. नाउ विल स्टार्ट आवर डिस्कशन ऑन द डिमांड एंड रिकवरी. Now, suppose you have not provided the reply and departmental authority has not satisfied with your reply. So in that case, they will pass the demand order. Okay. Now, they have two options. उनके पास में यहाँ पर two options है. उनके पास में two options है. ठीक है. They have two options for the demand and recovery. They may take your case as a fraud, or they may take your case as non-fraud. Sir, what do you mean by this fraud, or what do you mean by this non-fraud? So in case of fraud, if they consider your case as a fraud, that means you have knowingly make the output payment tax come. Okay, you have made a payment of less output tax, and you have claimed a excess input tax credit. You have claimed the input tax credit on account of fake invoicing. Okay, and you have claimed certain input tax credit which is not related to you, and you have wrongly claimed the refund on account of material misstatement, on account of fake documents, that will be considered as your fraud. Okay, and second, there is less payment of output tax, there is less payment of output tax, excess claim of input tax credit, but that less payment of output tax and excess claim of input tax credit is not due to any willful misstatement, not due to any suppression of fact. Okay, since the case will be considered under non fraud, that means conclusively when the departmental authority will initiate the proceeding, at that time they will issue the order under two grounds. First ground is for fraud. Whenever there will be any willful misstatement, any suppression of fact, any intentional fraud, that will be considered in the definition of fraud. Or whenever there will be no willful misstatement, no suppression of fact, that will be considered as non-fraud cases. Okay. Now, your demand order will be completely based on these two facts. One is your fraud, another is your non-fraud. If your case will cover under fraud, in that case they will initiate the proceeding under section number 73, and if your case will cover under non fraud case, in that case proceeding will be initiated under section number 73. So कई बार क्या होता है, हमको ये पता होना चाहिए, वी जस्ट नीड टू नो, जब हम लोग डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी कोई नोटिस इशू करता है, हम लोग भागते हैं उसका रिप्लाई सबमिट करने में, बट वी first need to focus that under which section the proceeding has been initiated by the departmental authority, under section number 73 or under section number 74. That is what is the thing we first need to confirm. Okay. So section number 73, section number 74, under which section this particular order has been issued, first we need to confirm, so that we got the idea that this order is issued or initiated the proceedings under fraud or under non-fraud, so that we can prepare our argue. Because the point is that departmental authority will always try to cover the case under fraud cases, that is under section number 74, because the penalty amount will be huge, and we as a taxpayer, as a professionals, will try to cover that particular case as a non-fraud, because the penalty related quantum is very less in case of non-fraud. Okay, that is what is the difference. Baki koi difference nahi, there is a difference of penalty. Now we'll discuss in a very deep way that fraud and non-fraud cases, that is section number 73, 74. अभी तक कोई भी डाउट हो आपके पास में related to the basic concepts of demand and recovery and the fraud and non-fraud, in that case you may put the same in the chat box. One question is there in the chat box, that interest will be applicable on the debit note or not. So in case whenever you are going to issue any debit note on account of any price increase, so on account of that debit note no interest will be payable. Okay, if you will issue the debit note, in that case no interest is required, but if you will amend the invoice, in that case debit note is required, interest is required. Okay, there are total two scenario. If you will issue the debit note, then no interest is required. Debit note, no interest is required. And for invoice value amendment, if you will file any amendment, in that case interest is required. Okay, so you need to select the scenario according to your comfort. और जिसने भी ये वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा है, सो आप बुक्स बाय करें नहीं करें उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है सर. इफ यू विल आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन इन द वेबिनार, विल डेफिनेटली प्रोवाइड यू द रिप्लाई. दिस इज माय रिस्पांसिबिलिटी. ओके, so there is no any purpose to sell the books through this webinar. Okay, this is just a knowledge enhancing program of our group. Okay, books we are writing because this book is completely handwritten, so I have just shared this information that this book is available for pre-launch offer. Okay, this is completely handwritten book. We'll share you the details about this book as well at the end of the session, but first we'll complete our session. So now most probably debit note and the invoice amendment is okay for everyone. और यहाँ तक भी सबको समझ में आ गया है क्या? Just confirm me once in the chat box. Yes, department can connect the late fees of the GSTR1. if there will be any specific circular is there in that case, okay, but ऐसा कोई वहां पर वेवर नहीं है कि डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी जीएसटीआर 1 की लेट फाइलिंग पे लेट फीस नहीं लगा सकता है, बिकॉज सिस्टम इज नॉट टेकिंग द सेम, बट while doing the business audit, while doing the departmental audit, they will put the late fees. I will take the queries in every 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, we'll try to take your queries. Whatever will be the queries, we'll take. Okay. So now, if your case will be covered under section number 73, that is non-fraud cases, there is a less payment of output tax, there is excess availment of input tax credit, that is wrong claim of input tax credit, but not due to fraud, not due to willful misstatement, not due to suppression of facts. In that case, your case will be covered under section number 73. Now, when departmental authority will provide you the notice under section number 73, in that case, what is the mechanism? If you will make the payment of the demand which is generated in that particular notice before notice, that means whenever the recovery will be initiated, the demand order will be issued under section number 73, 74. First, departmental authority will issue the intimation. Okay. First, you will receive the intimation, then notice, and then your order will be there. Okay. So whenever there will be demand and recovery, they will first issue the intimation. क्योंकि कई बार होता क्या है, हमको मैकेनिज्म ही पता नहीं होता है, वी हैव नो आइडिया अबाउट द मैकेनिज्म और प्रोसेस रिलेटेड टू डिमांड एंड रिकवरी एंड प्रोसेस रिलेटेड टू नोटिसेस, हेंस वी विल नॉट बी इन सिचुएशन टू प्रोवाइड द प्रॉपर रिप्लाई. ओके, so post joining this session, your concept related to demand and recovery will be very much clear. Okay, so first departmental authority will issue the intimation, then after they will issue the notice, and then after they will issue the order. So this is the 3-step process. 3-step process, that is intimation, notice, and order. Sir, they will not charge the late fees on section number 73 or 74 ka grounds. They will charge the late fees on account of the relevant section, section number 38 ke grounds se. Okay, section number 38 of CGST Act, when you will read, there is a specific line that when taxpayer will file the late return, delayed return, in that case there will be applicability of late fees. So उस grounds पे वो लोग वहां पर late fees लगाते हैं. Hence I am saying that whenever you will read a particular order, in that case just keep in your mind that we need to have idea about certain sections. Okay, now under section number 73, that is non fraud cases, मैं बार बार repeat करूंगा so that it will be more clear in your mind. So whenever there will be notice issued, or if taxpayer will made the payment on account of intimation only, that is without notice, in that case no penalty will be charged. Okay, now if taxpayer will make the payment within 30 days from the issue of the notice, in that case also no penalty. Okay, but if taxpayer will make the payment after 30 days of issuing the notice, in that case penalty will be charged, that is 10% of tax or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher, that will be the penalty in case of section number 73. Now I am just going to discuss first the penalties, and then after we'll discuss how we can argue in case of section number 73 and 74 as well. Okay, so if you will make the payment before issue of notice, no penalty will be charged. If you will make the payment after issue of notice but within 30 days, in that case no penalty. But if you will make the payment after 30 days, in that case penalty will be charged, that is 10% of tax and 10,000 rupees. Okay, one more thing which we need to keep in our mind, whenever you will receive a particular order, okay, in that case they will first issue the notice, and with that notice they will also issue one statement. Okay, they will issue two things, one is notice, another is statement. So just keep in your mind that, just check that the grounds of notice and grounds of statement should be same. ऐसा नहीं हो that person is issued the notice for difference between GSTR 1 and 3B in the notice, and in the statement they have provided the ground there is difference between 3B and 2B. Okay, So statement and notice should be on the same grounds. There will be no any changes on the grounds. This is the important fact which we need to keep in our mind. Next, हमें यह भी पता होना चाहिए कि कब तक डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी कैन रेज द or can initiate the proceeding under section number 73. So there is a timeline of 3 years. Now कहां से ये 3 year start होगा? So suppose departmental authority wants to initiate the proceeding for financial year 2022-23. In that case, the due date to initiate the proceeding will be 3 year from the annual return filing की due date. So annual return filing due date will be 31st December 2023. इस डेट से 3 year, that means 31st December 2026 will be the last date to conclude the proceeding. ये तो last date है conclude, और departmental authority के लिए to initiate the proceeding will be 3 months prior to the date of conclusion. So the date will be 30th September 2026 तक डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी कैन इश्यू द नोटिस फॉर फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2022-23. उसके बाद में अगर कोई नोटिस वो इश्यू करते हैं, इन दैट केस दैट नोटिस विल बी ट्रीटेड एज इनवैलिड. सो देर इज रिक्वायरमेंट दैट वी ऑल्सो नीड टू नो अवर राइट्स के साहब कब वो नोटिस जो है टाइम बार्ड हो जाएगा, ये भी कॉन्सेप्ट हमको पता होना चाहिए सो दैट वी कैन इजीली आर्ग्यू विद द डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी. So this is my section number 73. Okay. If you will, again I am repeating that if you will make the payment on account of intimation, in that case no penalty. But if you'll make the payment within 30 days, in that case also no penalty. But if you'll make after 30 days, in that case 10% of tax or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher, that will be penalty. And departmental authority has to conclude the proceeding within 3 years from the due date of filing of the annual return for the relevant financial year. This section number 73 is okay for everyone? Just confirm me once in the chat box that this section number 73 is okay for everyone so that we can start our discussion on section number 74. Whenever there will be fraud, willful misstatement, suppression of fact, in that case, proceeding will be initiated under section number 74. In case of section number 74, if taxpayer will make the payment on account of intimation, in that case penalty will be charged, but penalty will be 15% of tax only. In case of section number 74, if taxpayer will make the payment within 30 days from the issue of the notice, in that case the quantum of penalty will be 25% of tax. But if taxpayer will make the payment after 30 days, in that case penalty will be 50% of tax. And if taxpayer will make the payment after order, in that case penalty will be 100% of tax. So in case of section number 73, the highest penalty was 10% of tax or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher. But in case of section number 74, minimum penalty is 15% and maximum penalty is 100%. So we need to keep in our mind that we need to try that our case should be covered under section number 73, sorry. Suppose, अब यहाँ पर होगा क्या, you need to argue with the departmental authority. Suppose in certain cases, departmental authority has passed the order under section number 74. In case when you will prepare your reply, you just need to try your best to present the grounds that, sir, there were no any willful misstatement, no any suppression of fact. We have just made this error due to oversight. और उस oversight से related we need to submit all the required documents. Because just take one example, and through that example I am going to share you the scenario, explain you the scenario. output tax you have declared in GSTR 3B, suppose 50,000 rupees. Okay, output tax hai, this figure is for tax. In your GSTR 1 return, output tax is declared as 65,000 rupees. In case of business audit, departmental authority will initiate the proceeding, and for this 15,000 rupees, departmental authority will take your case under section number 74, that is willful misstatement, suppression of facts. In that case, we need to argue with the departmental authority that, sir, this mistake is due to oversight. There were no any intention to make the frauds. हमने वो GSTR 1 में शो कर दिया था, और GSTR 3B में जो less payment of tax हुआ, that was only due to oversight. Okay. So these type of arguments we need to make so that our case should be considered under section number 74. Now, under section number 74, what is the timeline to conclude the proceeding? So the timeline is relevant financial year, suppose financial year 2022-23. Annual return filing की due date is 31st December 2023. is date से 5 years. Okay, that means the timeline till which departmental authority need to conclude the proceeding under section number 74 is 31st December 2028, and they can issue the notice 6 months prior to the date. That means 30th June 2024 tak they have to issue the notice under section number 74. So this is the my mechanism of demand and recovery. Departmental authority will initiate the proceeding under section number 73 or 74. 73 के अंदर वो proceeding initiate करेगी. In case of non-fraud cases, no willful misstatement, no suppression of facts. But in case of section number 74, willful misstatement, suppression of fact. Okay. So section number 73 and 74 का concept is okay for everyone. If DIN is mentioned for a other date, in that case, first confirm the DIN from the GSTN officer, or you may write one letter to the jurisdictional officer. You just need to write one letter to the jurisdictional officer that there is a difference between the notice which is received by post, and there is a difference between the DIN number and the date which is mentioned. Okay. In that case, first we need to inform the same to the jurisdictional officer. और उसमें हम लोग ये भी लिख सकते हैं कि we are treating this notice as an invalid. So if you have any ground, or if you want to submit anything, then just provide us the back, that is written notice, so that we can convey our reply as well. Okay, so that is the best option we have. Now we'll discuss this demand and recovery through certain questions. So the first question: Messrs Jeevan Industries has registered under GST. The departmental authority has issued a notice to the taxpayer for less payment of output tax liability. Answer the following questions based on the above case study. Okay, this is a part of my course now, my book. Okay, now I just want to explain you about the newly launched book. We have launched our book on complete GST law in question and answers frame. Okay, in that particular book we have covered around 300 questions in a completely in a practical way with live examples, and we also have one answer guide. Okay, so we have total two books. One is question book and another is आंसर बुक. ओके, एंड दिस बुक इज कंप्लीटली बेस्ड ऑन प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच. कई सारे प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल जो हमको प्रैक्टिकल सिनेरियो में दिक्कत आती है उससे रिलेटेड इस बुक में लिए हुए हैं. टिल 24 और 100 कॉपीज तक हमारे पास में प्री लॉन्च ऑफर है, जिसमें वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड अ स्पेशल डिस्काउंट ऑफ 25%. ओके, सो इफ एनीवन वांट्स टू बाय देन प्लीज पिंग मी और प्लीज पिंग इन द चैट बॉक्स सो दैट our team will share with you the link to buy that particular book. Already we have launched this book on yesterday, and we have already sold a copy of 70, so we have just 100 copies for this pre-launch offer. So if anyone wants to buy, then they may put, because हो क्या रहा है कि हम लोग theoretical books पढ़ के बोर हो गए. Hence we have launched this book, this specific book, completely based on practical approach. Now, whether this case will be covered under section number 73 or 74. So the answer will be, sir, this will be completely based that there is any willful misstatement, suppression of fact, or any फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट के अंदर कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ है, इन दैट केस द सेम विल बी कवर्ड अंडर सेक्शन नंबर 74, एंड इफ एवरीथिंग इज ओके देन द सेम विल बी कवर्ड अंडर सेक्शन नंबर 73 of the CGST Act. And as our client will try to cover that particular case under section number 73, if there will be a less payment of output tax liability, in that case we'll try that this less payment is only due to oversight. Whether there will be any change possible in the grounds mentioned in the notice and statement, हम लोगों ने already discuss कर लिया. There is no any chance or there is no any probability that the grounds will differ from the notice and the statement. Whether there will be applicability of penalty in case taxpayer has made the payment before receiving the notice. If the notice is issued under section number 73 and taxpayer will make the payment before issue the notice, in that case no penalty. But if taxpayer will made the payment after notice, in that case penalty will be charged. And in case of section number 73, if taxpayer will make the payment of the taxes on account of notice itself, in that case penalty will be 15% of tax. What will be the quantum of penalty if the taxpayer has made the payment within 30 days from the date of issue of notice? So in that case, if the notice is under section number 73, no penalty. But if the notice is under section number 74, in that case, penalty will be charged at the rate of 25% of tax. After 30 days के केस में, if the case is covered under section number 73, then penalty will be 10% of tax or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher. But if the case is covered under section number 74, in that case 50% of the tax will be the penalty. What will be the maximum timeline till which the departmental authority can issue the notice under section number 73, 74? Under section number 73, 3 years from the relevant due date filing of the annual return, and under section number 74, 5 years from the filing of the एनुअल रिटर्न, और उससे 6 महीने पहले, और इन केस ऑफ 73 उससे 3 महीने पहले डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी कैन इश्यू द नोटिस, और टू कंक्लूड द प्रोसीडिंग विल बी 3 years and 5 years. Can we argue for covering the case under section number 73? Yes, this will be completely based on our grounds, what type of grounds will include. So this is all about the demands and recovery, that is section number 73 and 74 of the CGST Act. If you have any question, any doubt, any point, then you may raise the same in the chat box. I am waiting for your questions. If anyone wants to buy the book, then we have already provided the link. These 21 chapters as covered in this specific book, that is we have covered the complete GST law based on question and answers. You may check the sample questions. These are the sample questions we have covered, and this is completely based on practical approach. Just this is the example. Mr. Palas has transferred his business to Mr. Subham as a going concern without any consideration. Will this particular transaction will be treated as supply or not? अभी मैं आपको शेड्यूल 1 समझाने के लिए बैठता तो हो सकता था कि वो समझ नहीं आता, बट व्हेन विल अंडरस्टैंड द सेम विद द क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स, वी कैन इजीली गेट द आइडिया अबाउट द प्रोविजन ऑफ लॉ. So if anyone has any question related to the demand and recovery, then please put the same in the chat box. So I suppose there is no any question is pending. जैसा हम लोगों ने बोला था, we'll conclude this session in next 40 to 45 minutes. So we have covered this demand and recovery, that is section number 73 and 74 in this specific webinar. We have one more webinar on this Sunday on the taxable event under GST, how we can decide this, that on a particular transaction GST will be applicable or not, and this is also completely free. You may register yourself through our website. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining our session. Thank you everyone for listening with us, and you should join other free webinar, free seminars, free events organized by our company. Okay. So if you have any question, you may reach with me or my WhatsApp number as well. So I am sharing with you the WhatsApp number of my team. although I have shared the link to buy this specific book. If anyone wants to buy, then may connect or may buy the same through the website. So thank you everyone, thank you listening with us. We'll meet you soon. Bye bye.